Okay, so I want to talk about this, man. My man Josh Gordon, he's been suspended from the NFL indefinitely. And time and time at again, they gave this young man many opportunities. Great wide receiver for the NFL. I mean, played for a series of teams like the Cleveland Browns, the Seattle Seahawks, that was his current team, and the New England Patriots. And he had this one reception, I believe, for 58 yards when they went against the Carolina Panthers, successfully defeated them. And I mean, he's a great tool for the offense. I like how he was really developing in the scheme of things in 2013 and the season when he was with the Cleveland Browns and the special teams. I mean, the dude can get open. He's really great with his hands. We understand that, but he has indefinite position and just he's going through so much mental things as far as abusing the policy of substance abuse. And that is not a good thing. That's not a great thing at all. And I'm not going to hear and sit up here and judge him. But at the same time, man, I mean, you missed the 2015-2016 season, I believe, and they gave him another shot. This is his sixth suspension. You know, five of those with him abusing, the substance policy. I mean, of course, they want you to be very healthy. They want you to be focused. They don't want you taking all these artificial drugs to the point that it takes your mind state out of the game because these things can be very addictive. Okay, I mean, smoking marijuana, just doing all kind of crazy things, man. It can take you out of the game mentally, and of course, it destroys brain cells. And a lot of people in the NFL understands this, man. And you got to be ready and show up for game day. This is potentially like this is your job. This is what you do. It's like a government job. You have to do this. You have to follow the steps. And I really can't get upset with the NFL commissioner because Roger Goodell has been giving him chances and chances and chances again, and you blew it, man. I mean, we know you can play, but I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, what he's doing, when he after, Sunday and that 4 o'clock game is over, the 1 o'clock game is over, 8 o'clock game, Monday night game, Thursday night game is over, even Saturdays when they have playoffs. When it turns off the lights, man, he got to go home and maybe deal with some mental issues. But I would say with Pete Carroll, with the coach for the Seattle Seahawks, he said that, well, at least he can use the NFL resources in his arsenal so you can help with his mental issues, things that just goes on. Because typically a lot of people take drugs and other substances to help stimulate their brain, to relax them, to take off the mind and stress of the things that they go through on a day-to-day basis within their job. And I've really started to believe that, money doesn't really change a lot of things, man. I mean, money, it may change your environment. It may give you some more inspiration to do your job a little bit better. But then again, you start getting accustomed to the income, right? And, if you're still doing things internally, you're not developing yourself. But even though the money can give you the resources, you can either use that money to help give you great connections to help what you're going through, depression or anxiety, and you can kind of substitute that with exercise, proper nutrition, spirituality. I mean, learning new things, adapting to things, and into a cultivating human being. Or you might have the choice, or you can use the choice with your money, like, hey, let me just go ahead and get this drug because I know how it makes me feel in the contemporary moment, and I'm not really thinking about the long term, thinking about the short term effect. And I think this is what potentially Josh Gordon may be going through. And I wish Josh Gordon the best, man. Seriously, I love how that's a grown man on that field, man. I like how he just have so much passion on the field. Seriously, I mean, he reminds me of Dez Bryant. Even though Dez Bryant, we know back in the day when he had trouble with his mother and everything and pushing him down the stairs. It's just all kinds of crazy stuff, though. But the gentleman is really good, man. And, I mean, you can easily kind of compare him to Antonio Brown. I mean, this is why New England Patriots acquired him. But you keep abusing the substance policy. It's very difficult at times, man. And I know I wish he had a mentor. And I'm going to do some more background checks on this young man, bro. But 6'3" and just a really good athletic player. I pray that he used his money and he spent his money wisely, that maybe he can start a camp, help people and help kids, start a football camp or something and help kids, deal with mental issues, as well as they can kind of cultivate that and help themselves in a football game on the football field. Things like that. Like, hey, once you make it, or if you do make it, or if you don't make it, especially if if you make it to the NFL, learn from my mistakes. This is what you need to do. This is what you put some money to the side, always seek a mentor, keep God with you, man, at all times, and do not fall into the temptations of drugs. I mean, these things will deteriorate your body and destroy your temple that God has created you. I really believe that he don't have to be a preacher or anything, but I believe that he can really turn this thing around. And Josh Gordon has the potential to do that because he's very influential on the field. I'm gonna sit up here and say that he's very influential on the field. It's just that I think behind closed doors, it was maybe too much for him. He's 28 years old, and he just he just pretty much utilizing his energy and his resources, the money that he accumulated in the NFL, and to doing something that can that potentially destroy his career. And he shouldn't be embarrassed, but this should be a learning lesson at the same time. I know you may be disappointed at home with Josh Gordon. Wish he was watching this, man, but I'm afraid that you'll find a way, man, because life can be difficult, life can be hard, man, and you kind of want something that can really help you get moving, help you get going, bro. And I'm not an athlete, I'm not a NFL guy, so but I do report these type of things, and we do like I am about a lot of fitness and going to your job on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes you face with a lot of challenges, especially as a young man. I don't know if he has a family or anything, but you just gotta trust God, man, and just be with the right people at the right time, and all the time just learn and kind of just shift to the next, I guess, to the next thing that can really help you spiritually. And don't get me wrong, like sometimes I drink and stuff like that. You can toss into alcohol beverages, especially when you have like a long day or a long week, and you just want to relax and just chill, man. It's just kind of realize like, dang, man, this is so much going on in my surrounding. Yeah, I have this money, but it's not satisfying me in any kind of way. I'm just gonna pretty much use this to help me cool down. And I just think that he's just ran too deep, man. But it's a really a sad thing, man. Just hearing this and getting this notification from Twitter, but he's gonna be okay, man. Yeah. So that's up to Josh Gordon, man. Banned indefinitely by NFL for PEDs, substance abuse. So uh, my heart goes out to him, though. I just feel like he found his way, man. But that's all I really have to say here. Sad news here in the NFL world, but Josh Gordon gonna find his way, man. He will. And like I say, he can write a book. He can always change this thing around. It's not the end of everything. Maybe the end for you in the NFL, but you can pick up and start the next chapter in your life, and just being an inspiration to the kids and young athletes that's coming up. And just by telling your story and telling people how to overcome this, hey, don't run into the trap. And I think that that's the only way you can make a comeback and people start taking you serious, man, in the outside world. So that's all I really have to say. This your boy Young Lee Jr. in here. Guys, continue to like, comment, subscribe. Let's donate to the channel if you want. My cash app is Young Lee Jr. I love you guys, man. I'm out. Deuces.